Hey, good morning. Welcome to Brunch with Brian. Hey, this is a great day, as every day is a great opportunity. This is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. So let's have a great day today. Tuesdays, we have our Teaching Tuesdays later today, so definitely tune in for that. 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 4 p.m. Pacific Time. And guys, today is International Kissing Day, but that's so give whoever you love a kiss today. And it's also Fried Chicken Day. So fried chicken sandwiches seem to be the thing now. So enjoy your fried chicken sandwich today. Air Traffic Control Day today. And I usually don't go into all those national and international days so much. Sometimes I do if they're interesting or salient. But today I do it because it is salient, because today is Virtually Hug Your Virtual Assistant Day. So that's pretty exciting if you have a virtual assistant. Now, if you haven't considered working with a virtual assistant, or you have, or you are, I'm going to give you 3 tips to getting the most out of your virtual assistant. Okay? Now, let's look at the whole picture. Where does the virtual assistant fit in? There's really sort of 5 steps to the front side of this deal. There's 5 steps to buying this house, okay? And here's the 5 steps, and you should kind of know these automatically if I say that. And so you should just memorize these. The first thing is, okay, see, I could include more steps, but I don't want to confuse it, so I'm going to keep it to these 5. I'm assuming that you have your business set up already. You got your name and your bank account and all that. Okay, so I'm assuming your business is set up. Okay, so then what are the steps from that point? The steps from that point are marketing. You have to find, and you have to find 20 to 50 to 100 sellers to talk to every month. So some kind of marketing, and that should be for sure. The 2 things you're for sure doing are social media and social contacts. Your social circle, the people that you know socially, like your church, everybody from church and your bowling group and the kids' baseball team and all that. So all those people should have your card in their wallet or purse and know that you do this. Okay, so that's a big part of it. Social circles. The other one is social media. That's where your VA can play in. Your VA will help you post on social media and put out the word. So the first thing, the 5 steps of the deal, and where your virtual assistant fits in. Marketing is where they fit in. Okay, the other steps are opening call, closing call, deal meeting, and attorney meeting, or title company closing, the official closing. All right, so those are the 5 steps. So where does the VA come in? The VA comes in the marketing when they help you post social media ads. Okay, so your organization needs some kind of input of leads, so you get a VA, and that's where you're hoping to generate some quality leads. Now, that it's very dependent on step 2 or step 3 of these 3 steps on what kind of quality leads they're able to produce for you. Okay, so in the 5 steps of the business, they actually work on the first 2 steps, marketing and opening call. Okay, so they will make outbound opening calls for you. Now, so they will go on Zillow, they will go on, forsalebyowner.com or whatever other websites where you can find sellers, and they will make outbound calls and try to generate leads. And so they're a marketing source there, because hopefully they're sending you a lead. Now, they're taking it beyond marketing. They're also doing marketing if they're doing outbound calls for you, and they're doing the opening call. So they're filling out the lead sheet. So by the time that you get involved, you only have to do the closing call and the deal meeting, and then, the attorney or title company closing will come later with someone else. But the 2 big parts that you fill in are your role in the process is closing call and deal meeting. Their role in the process is helping with marketing, both social media and outbound calling. Those are 2 different marketing methods. Outbound FSBO calling and social media marketing. So they can, once you create the ad, now they're not going to create the ad for you, but once you create the ad, which basically could just be you holding a sign that says full price for your house and your phone number, that, and you're standing in front of a nice house, that could be your whole little ad or whatever. Now be very careful, guys. They can post this in a whole bunch of free social media places. There's a lot of places they can post for free. Now, when you get into the Google ads and especially the Facebook ads, you can spend money, but oh my gosh, don't spend a bunch of money. Be very careful with that, because I've just seen people spend so much money on that looking for sellers and get really low results. We live in Phoenix, guys. We're competing with Zillow and Open Door and realtors and everybody on Facebook. So we have massive competition on Facebook, and to make a dent in that, if you're doing Facebook ads, your keywords and stuff, you're really down the list. So just be very careful, but there's so many free social media, and your VA can help you post on all the social media and can help you post with your Facebooks and respond and help you with your Facebook media or your general social media, and also outbound calling. So that's where they play into the processes in marketing and opening calls. Now, if they're posting social media stuff out there, depending on how the people are reaching out back to you, if they're messaging you or if they're calling or whatever, then that lead might work its way back around. If they call to Pat Live and then you get a number from Pat Live, then send it to your VA, they may be calling off of a social media posting that they actually made themselves. So that's how your VA works into the process. Now, the 3 steps to help your VA and to be more successful with your VA, I'd say number 1 is communicate, because that's what most people aren't doing very well. Their VA, they just set up the VA and they just kind of let it happen and just hope for the best. Okay, it's better if you talk to your VA and you find out what they're doing and where they're spending their time, and you're talking to them a little and just have some kind of communication. So when leads come in, you can ask questions and have that communication established. So number 1, and this is true with all your business relationships in real estate investing, including your mentor with or anybody else. If you're in our mastermind group, so much of it is about communication. So communicate, number 1, with your VA. And number 2, what's number 2? Number 2 is define their duties. Define duties. Okay, so you have to make sure they understand what you expect them to do during the hours. So if you're buying 10 hours of VA time and it's just left up to them what to do, they may not be doing exactly what you think they should be doing. So define their duties, and you can be pretty clear on this and say, okay, for this much time, I really want you posting stuff on social media and checking out my Facebook and answering or whatever. And then this amount of time, I want you doing outbound calls, that kind of thing. So define duties. That's number 2. So number 1, communicate. Just always communicate. Number 2, define duties. And number 3 is assist your virtual assistant. Okay, number 3, assist your virtual assistant by doing what? Sourcing leads. So if you can find some leads out there, and if you're like for instance, if you're driving for dollars and you see, a house. Now, some of these you might want to call yourself just because they might be a hot lead, and you want to jump right on. I'll tell you what, if you are driving for dollars and you see a crummy little for sale by owner sign in front of somebody's house, that might be a really hot lead. They might not be really advertising many other ways. So that one might be worth calling yourself on the spot. But let's say you can't get a hold of them. Then you could send it to your VA to do follow-up. So you decide, you're paying for your VA hours. You decide what you want them to do. You direct their duties. And then number 3, again, assist your assistant by sourcing leads mainly. Now, when you're sourcing the leads off the Gold Club, I just want you to be aware of one thing, is when you get new leads coming over from the Gold Club leads, those are usually fresh leads from that day. So these are people who just listed their house that day or maybe the day before, but very recently. The way it used to work, and you guys can investigate further, but you'd get a big bunch of leads in the beginning that were older potentially, and we don't really like to call these leads. We just put a house on the market and it looks like it's going to sell for 20 grand over asking, and it's cash. So now this is a perfect house in a perfect, really in demand neighborhood. So you're not always going to get that, but usually you're going to get some of those. And when these things hit the market on the first day, and then you're calling them and trying to pursue them for terms, usually these people are looking for a cash sale. You know, I don't know, 95% of the time. That's why you have to call 20 to get, you know, one good lead, but that's okay. Remember, we're always looking for the minority of the leads. You know, if over half the people were interested in seller financing, you know, it'd be a different world. And it would not be, you would not have the opportunity, believe it or not, because there'd be more people attacking that market. So, but with the ones, that's why you have to keep plugging away, because it is the 1 out of 20 or 1 out of 50 sometimes that is the one that will do the owner financing, will take monthly payments and set up a deal that makes it worth it for you and makes you money. Okay, so that's what I want you. So your VA, you know, if they're getting leads, if you're just turning around and sending the Gold Club leads straight from you straight to your VA, again, those are not seasoned leads. What we usually like to do is we don't generally call on a lead until it's at least, we like to get 30 days, okay? Now, it depends on what area you're working. In the Phoenix market, you know, it's a really hot market, and so not that much really ages out like that. And so, but if you're doing deals at a distance, there's areas definitely you can find where there's properties that have been on the market for 45 and 60 and 75 days. So those are the ones we like. That's going to come back, I think, within the next, you know, year or so. We're going to see more time on market, okay, and a little bit more supply. Right now we've been under this condition where there's a lot of demand and not as much supply, but I think that's going to turn around here in the next year so that we're going to be able to find more properties that have been on the market longer. But if you've got your VA just pounding these people who have just put their house on the market that day, they're getting a lot of calls from agents or from other people who are ready to, you know, come in with a cash offer, and usually at least wait, I don't know, 15 days maybe. If you want to, you know, if you can't find enough leads, maybe wait 15 days, just not the ones that just hit the market. Okay, so those are great tips on working with your VA. So give your VA a virtual hug today. It's National Give Your Virtual Assistant a Virtual Hug Day today. Okay, so it's kind of funny. So send your virtual assistant a virtual hug. You could just say, here's a virtual hug for you. And I don't know, Lynette knows how to do all these little GIFs and all these cool things on her phone, little videos and animations and stuff. That's cool. So give your VA some love today. The VAs that Ron and Global Publishing have are awesome and trained by Ron. So in using Ron's scripts, so you know they're right on the same wavelength as us with the pretty house business. So you work successfully with your VA guys. They can be a huge component in your successful business. Okay, so I will watch for Teaching Tuesdays later today, as I said. So the finals start tonight, so go Suns. And we will be talking to you tomorrow on Brunch with Brian and later on Teaching Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern and 4 p.m. Pacific time. Let's take a few deep breaths, guys. Just get juiced up for the day. Nice deep breath in. A little bit, and remember, big smile. Always start each day or keep it going with a smile. Deep breath in. Okay. Relax it. Let your neck go and your shoulders. Okay, one more. Big smile. It's going to be a great day. I'm going to be a winner today. Let's say that. Let's do an affirmation. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to be a winner today. I hope all the sons are saying that. All right, so guys, we will see you later. And until then, keep expecting success, getting awesome training, and as always, taking lots of action.